Well, it's October, and since I haven't posted much in the last few weeks because of, well, unforeseen circumstances, let's just say I'm lucky to have power, I decided to make a little different type of video. In honor of the beginning of spooky season, I will be talking about 10 spooky towns in the United States, in no particular order, and I will be describing why they're spooky, or at least some story about them that I find interesting. Number 1, Brooksville, Florida. Okay, I'm gonna get the one near me out of the way first. Not only is the most haunted house in Florida the May Stringer house in Brooksville, but like half the town is also haunted. You've got Saxon Manor, the old train station, the old courthouse, and more ghosts than in the Casper movies. And not to mention the horrible history. This town is just bad vibes. Also, Jeepers Creepers was filmed here. Number 2, Amityville, New York. Let's state the obvious. I put Amityville on this list because of this house. Like, this house of horrors is enough. Amityville has been around since the 1650s and was called Huntington by the original settlers. It earned its current name in 1846. In 1974, the entire DeFeo family was murdered by son Ronald, and a year later, the Lutz family moved in, setting the stage for a real house of horrors. Number 3, Glenrio, New Mexico. Glenrio is a ghost town along Route 66 on the border of Texas and New Mexico. It was founded in 1903 as a stop on the Rock Island Railroad, which was also the town's original name, with the name being changed to Glenrio in 1908. By the 1930s, Glenrio was a stop along Route 66, but today it is little more than a ghost town with rumors of haunting. Also, Radiator Springs in Cars is based on Glenrio. Number 4, Colorado City, Arizona. Colorado City has been controlled by a cult for the past century. I've thought about covering the fundamentalist Mormon cult in their own video, but figure it would probably be too controversial for the YouTube format. However, back in the 1890s, the fundamentalist Mormons split with the mainstream on the issue of polygamy. Yes, these are the sister wives people. Let's just say this town ain't exactly a place to stop on your road trip in the Southwest. Number 5, Adams, Tennessee. Adams, Tennessee is a terrifying place, and it's all thanks to the story of the Bell Witch. My last Halloween video was on the Bell Witch, so I won't go into too much detail, but the Bell Witch haunted the Bell family in the 1820s, and even was accused of killing John Bell. The witch supposedly haunts a cave outside of town near the old Bell property, fittingly called the Bell Witch Cave. Number 6, Hollis, New York. Hollis is a ghost town in the Adirondack Mountains of New York, and while it has the creepy vibes and rumors of hauntings that most ghost towns have, I added Hollis because of a unique story that happened there. Teddy Roosevelt, vice president at the time, was in the Adirondacks on a hunting trip in 1901 when he was informed that President William McKinley was shot by an anarchist. He left for Buffalo, but returned to Hollis when informed McKinley was in stable condition. Teddy was informed 3 hours into his hike that McKinley was in critical condition and was going to die, and he would be the next president. Number 7, Willow Creek, California. There's one reason I put Willow Creek on this list. Bigfoot. If you ever saw the movie Willow Creek, then you know where I'm going with this. This town is cursed. Number 8, Pitcher, Oklahoma. Pitcher, Oklahoma was a nice, unassuming town. Just kidding, it was built in 1913 to mine the local deposits of lead and zinc, but the mining practices slowly poisoned the town. On May 10, 2008, the town was almost completely destroyed by an EF4 tornado. In 2009, the city began evacuations and the post office closed, while cleanup of the toxic waste continues. This town is largely in ruins. Number 9, Salem, Massachusetts. Okay, I think we can all guess why Salem, Massachusetts is on this list. Salem was first settled in the 1620s and became a heavily religious Puritan community. This, along with the devastation of King Philip's War and the Abenaki Wars, laid the groundwork for the infamous witch trials that saw 19 people executed as witches. Today, the word Salem is synonymous with witches, and many of the older buildings still stand, making Salem an extremely spooky town. Number 10, Sleepy Hollow, New York. In my opinion, Sleepy Hollow is probably one of the spookiest towns in the United States. The town is synonymous with the legend of the Headless Horseman, despite the legend being based on a novel by Washington Irving. There are several stories of ghosts and hauntings throughout Sleepy Hollow, from the cemetery where Irving himself is buried, to the supposed sightings of the Headless Horseman that continue to this day. This town is spooky to its core. Thanks for watching.